Second interview with Mr. Ben Lam. He works in the math department. He's currently teaching Trig 335 and Math 120. Mr. Lam is from Macau. It's a peninsula island, and it used to belong to Portugal, but now it currently belongs to Chinese. They originally had control of the country of the island basically, but the Portuguese had taken control, but now it's back to Chinese. And he lived in Macau until he was like 15 years old, and then he came to the United States, and he has lived here in Sacramento all his life. The only time he hasn't lived in Sacramento was studied at UC Berkeley. He got a bachelor's and master's degree in mathematics, and he also got a bachelor's and master's degree in college, basically by working. He said that's how most of his college got paid for. But he did have once in a while a couple scholarships and grants that would help him. That he said that would be useful because he could use the other money from his work. The difficult class he ever took in college was English. He said that was the most difficult class since he was in high school, because when he came here he didn't know no English. So learning it as a teenager was very hard. He had to be up to the pace and everything. So English class was like the hardest, and it stayed like that in college. But he said that the way he got help and was able to pass it was by study groups and extra hours spent with the teacher and other tutors and stuff just to get extra help. That's the way he passed it, or else he would still be failing it. Study math because since he was having trouble in English, science and history weren't technically that hard, but the part that it involved a lot of reading and writing, that made it a little bit more difficult. But in math, on the other hand, he was very good, and all his teachers gave him help and everything. They would even ask him to help other students because he was very brilliant at math. So he leaned more towards mathematics, and the people that influenced to study math were all his math teachers, because they would tell him that he was very good at math, that he should get a job as a math teacher or whatever that had to do with math, since he was so good at it. So when he went to college, that's what he decided to get a job, get a degree in mathematics. But he also liked computer science, so he ended up getting a degree also. He worked part time at Sac City, ARC, CRC, and a lot of different colleges, but it was only part-time job. So he got offered a job at SMUD for their computer program. Since he had a degree in computer program, he took it, and he worked there for 30 years. He said he loved working there, but that eventually he got tired of it. So he retired, and now since he always wanted to be a teacher, that's why he has part-time teaching right now. So that's basically all his math degree. He could get it just about almost any job. He could get working for insurance, working for the bank, teaching. There's many different things that involve math that with the math degree you'll be able to get the job. And as for his computer science degree, well, a lot of companies hire them because computer programming is very useful in companies because it evaluates how much money they can make and how much the company should be doing by making a certain product or selling a certain product. So a lot of companies try to hire the best ones. So with both of his degrees, you could get a variety of different jobs. Was that not just pick a career that I like, pick something that I actually think that I could be successful at. He said, what's the point of liking something but that you're gonna not be successful at, so it's gonna be a failure? And he said, always try to pick something that you love and you think you could be successful. Both those things will make you a successful person in your career. And he also told me to get help from peers in college. He said that's the most important thing, that you sometimes learn more from peers than you learn from your teachers. And another thing he told me to do while in college, when I transferred to university and continue trying to get my bachelor's degree and master's degree, is to manage time. He said that's the number one fundamental thing in college, that without managing time, you ain't gonna get stuff done. That if you have 2 hours to do homework, and you have 3 classes, that means do the most important things first, and do the least important things last. It's because the most important things are the ones that give you most points, and better grade, and everything. So he's like, managing time is the best thing, and that's about it. all the information. That's about most of the tips he gave me.